This video is brought to you by ZestMoney. Visit zestmoney.in and avail instant loans to buy your favorite smartphone. It's an entirely digital process with high approval rates, seamless EMI payments, and even zero pre-closure charges. But the best part of all is the 0% interest on most merchants, and you don't even need a credit card or a credit score either. The design of the Redmi Note 7 Pro is probably the most differentiated in a long time. Ever since the Redmi Note 3, Xiaomi has stuck to a metal unibody design which had slowly been improved up until the Redmi Note 6 Pro. Now there's glass on both sides instead, which definitely does feel more premium. In fact, the first few days that I used it, it reminded me quite a bit of the Nokia 6.1 Plus, especially due to the black color, and I say that in a good way. I prefer the gradient finishes in blue and red, but some may prefer the stealthiness of the black. Glass is very prone to smudges, but the sides offer good grip, better than what the glossy finish on the sides might imply. The phone also feels much lighter than before despite actually being a few grams heavier, perhaps the effect of glass and a slimmer body I guess. Overall a much more premium feel at the sake of more fragility, but I think that's something that most people would still be happy with. Displays have been slowly improving on Note devices, but they've always been a bit behind the competition in one main aspect: sunlight legibility. We're pleased to note that this time, sunlight legibility is much improved. The display does seem less reflective and is brighter. While the spec sheet might not suggest a much improved brightness or contrast, in practical use it is much better. This could also be a result of Xiaomi using Corning Gorilla Glass 5 at the front and back, which by the way has a slight curved edge that feels good to use. The unit you see here has been used without a case for a good 10 days, and there isn't a major scratch despite us putting it in jeans and various other materials and using it like you would even with a case. The display is also larger than before at 6.3 inches with Full HD Plus resolution and 19.5:9 aspect ratio. The notch is a water drop kind, hence much less intrusive than traditional notches, but it can still be hidden in the settings if you want to, although the end result looks a bit weird, like there's a huge forehead as the negative space becomes larger at the top than even the bottom chin. There's no screen bleed. We did check that out at 100% brightness using an app, and the Note 7 Pro comes with L1 wideband support, which means that it does support HD streaming for Netflix and Prime, but currently it seems that both don't play in HD, which could be due to the fact that there is probably some whitelisting that's required on their front for it to happen. So we're hoping that by release time, the Note 7 Pro will have HD streaming. The fingerprint scanner is a back-mounted traditional unit. This time around it's blazing fast. It wouldn't be far-fetched to compare it to the OnePlus 5, 5T or even 6, as it only needs a quick tap and it unlocks directly without any animation or drama. However, the face unlock still needs some refinement in terms of unlock speeds. There's slight hesitation and an animation which can be reduced if they want to do so, like on the Poco F1. But it's accurate and detects your face in 360 degrees, so even when you're lying down or if you pick up the phone accidentally in the wrong orientation, it'll still unlock. Note 7 Pro is a good performer at daily use cases, multitasking and gaming. However, the current performance improvements aren't drastically better than the Note 6 Pro despite the superior Snapdragon 675 octa-core chipset. I guess a few updates and tweaks will be needed in order to get the best out of the SoC. There are two variants available, both of which have hybrid dual SIM card slots, and you can choose between a 4+64 or 6+128GB variant. I would suggest going for the 6+128 variant if your budget does permit it, especially if you are a heavy user. The Note 7 Pro's highlight is probably the camera setup. The back has a 48MP half-inch Sony IMX586 sensor with f1.79 aperture and 0.8 micron pixel size, which becomes 1.6 micron pixel size when shooting in the default 12MP resolution as a result of pixel binning. You can also shoot in 48MP resolution, and the sheer amount of detail you get from the camera is incredible. The front-facing camera is a 13MP f2 unit. We've already done the camera review as well as several camera comparisons of the phone, and is a really promising device. Camera 2 API is also enabled out of the box, so a Gcam or Google Camera mod will really help it get even better, but all current versions are not optimized for the sensor and SoC, so it'll take a while before you get a proper Gcam version for this phone. Check out our camera videos to know more, but here are some samples to help you understand what to expect. The The audio quality and loudness of the speaker has been improved compared to the previous generation, which is a result of the louder acoustic chamber. The audio quality over the headphone jack is also really great, and yes, as you heard right, the headphone jack is still here, and you also still have the IR blaster. There's a 4000 mAh battery under the hood, which remains the same battery capacity as several Note devices before it. What has changed is the battery life and the battery charging methods, as well as the charging speed. Battery life has reduced. Despite the more power efficient 11nm chipset, battery life is currently around 6 to 6.5 hours of screen on time, which is still good, but not like previous Note devices. Perhaps some optimization will make it better, but we find solace in the fact that this time around, the charging is much faster as it supports speeds of up to QC 4.0. QC 4.0 chargers aren't common and aren't available here, but you can still go for a QC 3.0 charger that'll charge the device faster than the included 10-watt power brick. But the best part of all is that you get a USB Type-C port. And now that Samsung and Xiaomi have implemented it, we are hoping that other manufacturers start doing it as well. One less cable and connector to worry about really. The Redmi Note 7 Pro is a great device. It doesn't just do a lot of things well, but it does almost all those things better than any other phone in its segment. If you're looking for a smartphone under 15K, then this is most definitely the one I recommend, since it has a lot of positives and barely any flaws, which when there are minor and not really deal breakers. If you like this video, please do hit the subscribe button and share our video. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next one. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you visit zestmoney.in and avail instant loans to purchase your dream products, be it a smartphone, electronics, furniture, and more across Flipkart, Amazon, and more than 100 other partners.